said, I really enjoy nuts and having that crunch. So our rice is coming along pretty well. I'm going to add a little bit more olive oil, and you can also season it, like I said, salt and pepper. If you want to use some herbs, you can as well. I'm not going to, just because we're going to use a lot of herbs for the tabbouleh, but you can do that. So, I am going to add some more olive oil though, and if you really want to kick it up a bit, you can add sriracha. I haven't decided whether or not I'm doing that. But if you have red pepper or anything like that, you can also use that as well. So, and some of you may be wondering what's in the microwave. I was just defrosting another head of cauliflower, since I realized that I was using a small head for the fried rice. So, and we are almost done. We're just going to do a couple of salads after we do the tabbouleh, but after that, we will be done. So, I really appreciate you all taking the time to check out the video. If you all want us to add any more content, or you want us to focus on a particular type of food, each month I plan to do a different theme. For January, because it's that veganary challenge, I just thought I'd incorporate more vegetables, because sometimes, you know, folks can have really lofty goals. And, you know, if you said this year you wanted to be a vegan, that's awesome. But I also know it can be really challenging to go from being a 3 meals a day meat eater to a vegan. So I always recommend for my clients that you take it a step at a time. You know, for me, it's having a couple meals that don't have any meat on a regular basis. It's also having meals that are vegan once in a while. So it's really about finding that space for you. So I'm going to add my sesame seeds, and I'm also going to put in that kimchi. I'm going to keep it chunky because we've already kind of finally done a few things here. So, and I'm also going to add that, well, I'm not going to add the vegetable broth in because there's actually a lot of juice already in here from the kimchi. So, but if you're not using kimchi and you still want spice, add some red pepper or maybe some jalapenos, you know, whatever floats your boat. So, oh, I still got a piece of garlic left. Like I said, I'm definitely a fan of the cauliflower lifestyle just because it's so easy. And literally, we are almost done with that cauliflower. Now, you can decide if you want to add an egg. I do like to have an egg sunny side up to put on top. But since I'm not eating this tonight, I'm just meal prepping. I'm not going to make the egg. You can, but I'm not. So, if you were saying this was tonight's dinner, yeah. After you put in the kimchi and stir it all up, now would be the time if you're going to add an egg to put it in. If you're saying this is going to be a vegan meal for me, you can add tofu. You can add more nuts to get that protein. Actually, I am going to, because it seems surprisingly, it seems to be a bit dry. So I'm actually going to add some of that vegetable broth. Just a little bit. give that about 5 more minutes to cook. At this point, you might want to check in on your soup and your chicken and see how they're doing as well. I'm going to let the cauliflower rice simmer probably for another 10 minutes, just because I added some more broth and I really want the ingredients to soak that up and marinate. So I am going to let that be. If you're boiling eggs, it's probably done. And if you've never boiled eggs before, I like to put them in cold water first, and then try to spin them and see if they're done. If they spin like this, they're done. If they go really slow, then they're not, usually. So, mine are done. And I can just go ahead and put that in the fridge. Alright, now we're going to move on to the tabbouleh. And I promise you, after we get that tabbouleh on, we're going to do the salads, and then that's the end. So, my cauliflower. And so for the tabbouleh, you'll need the main ingredient, the cauliflower. You will also need, oh my goodness, this is still tough. You will also need mint, parsley, lemons or lemon juice, cherry tomatoes, and red onion. I don't think I have cherry tomatoes, so I'm going to use a regular tomato. We'll just kind of make do with what. Actually, I do have cherry tomatoes. So we got grape tomatoes here. It's close enough. I also forgot that I had these radishes. So I actually need to get rid of these before they go bad. So I'm going to add some to my rice and also some to the tabbouleh. Now, for me, the texture is everything. So I already have chunks in the rice. So I'm actually going to go ahead and just pulsate this as well. Just because I don't want the radishes to be big. They're not the stars. They're not the stars in this one. So I'm going to keep it small. So, like I said, I need to use these. Some of these have actually gone bad, so I'm just going to toss those. But I'm just going to slice it and let the Ninja do what it does. But you can also dice it if you'd like. I just realized that this video is getting a bit long, so this is just a quicker way for me to do it, but you can also put it in quarters. It's really just whatever you want it to be. I think that's why cooking can be so therapeutic, because sometimes in our lives there are things we can't control, and we get to choose when we're cooking, right? No one's telling us, no, don't do this or don't do that. It's your food. So that's probably why I enjoy it so much as well. Oh my goodness. Also, make sure you're drinking water. That's something for me. Just because when you're cooking multiple meals, the kitchen can get hot. You can easily get dehydrated. So, just something else to consider. Alright, so... Oh, I said I was going to add the radishes. Okay, so let me go ahead and add that. Oh, and it's so pretty. Let me show y'all how it turned out. So, see how pretty that is? It almost looks like the red onion. So I'm just going to sprinkle that. But I'm going to save the rest for our tabbouleh. And of course, you know, these are all suggestions. Like I said, this is meal prep, but you may decide, I don't really want to do 2 cauliflower entrees in 1 week. So don't, you know, you have, this is your, I just like giving people options. So for me, I really enjoy cauliflower. I could probably eat cauliflower every day in some form or fashion. So this is going to be great for me. But if that's not your jam, then like I said, you can always use rice, or you can decide to skip that recipe. Come back another day and try it out. I'm just going to cut this one in half because I don't think I'm going to use this big of a head of cauliflower. So, there we go. Make sure you get the blade again and not do like me and leave it out. I wish YouTube had where you could actually smell the food. It smells amazing in here. Now, I feel like the vegetable broth was I added a bit much, so I'm probably actually going to put it in the oven a little bit to soak. But like I said, you don't even necessarily need it, especially if you're using cauliflower, because cauliflower already has water within it. So when it cooks, it's releasing the water as well. So I just added that for an extra flavor profile, but you can feel free to leave it out. I'm also checking on the chicken. So far, so good. It actually looks like it's pretty close to being done. So by the time we finish the tabbouleh, it should actually be done. So I'm just gonna break these in chunks. Not even gonna do the same kind of cut as before. So this is going back in the freezer. I know that's going to be 1 serving or a couple servings, 1 meal. Also gonna toss this up. Okay. All right. Uh-oh. Sorry, y'all. Still getting used to this. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna pulse make this not to a rice consistency. I want it to be almost grainy, honestly. Actually, I just thought about it. I should probably just add the onion so I'm not sitting here crying in the garlic. So, onion. I'm just going to slice it. And I would say 1/4 to 1/2 of an onion will work great for this. I really enjoy onions, so I'm probably going to do 1/2. Just me. If you're not that crazy about onion, then don't do that much. Or don't do any if you don't want to. We have the radishes. I just really enjoy onion. Also finely dice the cucumber. So for tabbouleh, it's a salad, so you don't need to cook it. I like a good chunk of cucumber, so. And actually, I also like to have, sliced vegetables as snacks to go with like my egg and all of that. So I'm actually going to cut another cucumber just to go in for a snack. Definitely going to use this one because he is struggling. So that's the lovely thing about meal prep. You find that you can use so much in multiple ways, and you really end up wasting a lot less. Everything has a purpose. So, I'm gonna put half of those cucumbers in a bag, a little sandwich bag, because those are gonna be part of my snack pack. And these are great too if you have kids, because they can just grab them, right? Like, they're already prepped. So they really like cucumbers or something of that nature, then, you don't have to worry about having to cut it for them or, making sure they don't hurt themselves, cutting it, because it's already done. It's already prepped, so. And for you, when you feel like, oh, well, maybe I know, or I'll speak for myself, I know sometimes I just feel like, oh, maybe I should just, order something or go to the store. I literally have bags of food. So it's also a way for me to hold myself accountable. So I'll do cucumber and celery. So as you can see, I just chopped up some celery. And those 2 stalks of cucumber and the celery will probably last me throughout the entire week for snacks. And it also helps, the benefit of this also is that it helps me also know like how to shop for myself and my family size, or if I'm having folks over, because I know how I eat. Like, I've developed a pattern at this point. So it's so many benefits to meal prepping in itself. And hopefully I didn't make anything too difficult today, because it's really only as difficult as we make it. So I'm going to slice or dice the cucumber more, and then I'm going to go ahead and quarter those grape tomatoes. I'm also going to get a bowl out. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna put it in the Dutch oven that's actually kind of heated because it's on the stove. And I'm gonna put it in here because I actually do want it to be a little warm. Tabbouleh doesn't have to be warm, but I want mine to be a little warm, so. For me, layering is really important because I feel like you get a good mix of ingredients. So I'm just going to do half the cauliflower. I'm going to kind of messy dice my cucumber. And I don't know if I'll keep this video longer or if I'll shorten it, just because I kind of like that it can feel like maybe we're cooking together. But if you all are like it's too long, then I'll shorten them. But Yeah, so I'm gonna dice these tomatoes. And where's my mint and parsley? That is the next thing. I have parsley flakes. If you can get fresh parsley, that's awesome. But I'm gonna use these. If you want to add cheese, you can add like feta. I won't be adding cheese to this. Where's my lemon juice? Black pepper. And it already looks really pretty. Like, I don't know if y'all can see that. I think I turned my light off. Oh, my light is low. Sorry, y'all. Didn't realize how low my light was. It's a little bit better, but it looks really pretty already. I need to stir it up and add some lemon juice. Like I said, if you have fresh lemon, that's awesome. If you don't, just use lemon juice and olive oil. That'll work too. I already added the parsley. I need the mint, which is here. So you can also use crushed mint if you don't have fresh mint. And I will actually be using crushed mint because I thought I had whole mint and that was something else. So I'm going to use crushed mint. I always prefer the fresh herbs, but dried herbs can work too, as long as you add some kind of citrus to kind of bring out that flavoring. Since we're using lemon juice, that'll be fine. Gonna add some lemon juice. I don't think you need a lot of it. And the olive oil. Mix it again. It looks so pretty, so vibrant. I'm gonna put the last layer on. This cauliflower had been in my freezer for a while, so I probably could have defrosted it a bit longer, but since I didn't, we gonna make it work. Okay. And it's interesting, since I pulsated the red onion with it, it actually kind of looks like purple cauliflower, which I'm cool with. So I also forgot we had the peanuts and radishes, so I'm going to actually add those here too. You don't have to add those if you don't want to. Like I said, for me, I do like a lot of nuts in my food. I like crunch, so I'm just gonna add it. Plus we had it left over, so you don't have to. It's not part of the official recipe, but and so far in the past hour we have made three entrees. Soup. We've made a asparagus soup. We've made a tabbouleh. We've made za'atar chicken to go with the tabbouleh, and we've also made kimchi fried rice. So we've made 3 entrees in an hour. I am going to try to shoot for 6 in an hour and a half. So if you stick with us, I will get you out of here hopefully in 20 minutes. But that's just the Instant Pot letting me know the soup is done. But But the lovely thing about this is that, like I said, all of these ingredients really go together. So you're not worried about, oh, I need to make a separate bowl of everything and all the prep. We are prepping, but it doesn't always feel like that because the way we've planned the meals, we're using similar ingredients. So I think this is going to be great when it thaws out a bit more. So I'm just going to leave it at room temperature for now. But usually you'd want to refrigerate this after finishing. Like I said, the nuts are optional. We just had a bunch left over, so I was a bit heavy-handed on that lemon, and the parsley too. But I'm not as worried about it with the seasoning because I really like seasoning. So there we are. My consistency might change a bit, but here it is. Mine is going to change as it continues to thaw. If you're using fresh cauliflower, you won't have this issue. So, the chicken should be about done. So I would recommend taking that out, or at least turning your oven off so it can cook a little bit more if you'd like, but not overcook. I'm going to put this in the fridge, and that is done. So I promised you all we do a couple salads. I'm going to try to make this super quick. This video's getting long, but hopefully you all enjoyed it. So, salads that we're doing. Couple salads. I'm going to keep it real basic here. So, first salad that we are doing today is just going to be a spinach salad. So for spinach salad, you can use, I would recommend fresh spinach for a spinach salad. But you can also use, if you like chopped, if you like frozen, you can use that as well. It's just going to be a little more watery. I also have leftover pecans from a recipe that I made before. So I always recommend sauteing the pecans. You know, you can add a little oil, maybe a little butter, but depending on your dietary needs. And then we're going to do the asparagus and arugula salad. So we're not going to use the Brussels sprouts today. Maybe we are going to use the Brussels sprouts today, because I may not do that. These sometimes happen. Little happen sometimes. So just kidding. We are going to do the Brussels sprout salad. But first we're going to work on the spinach one. So for the spinach one, you can make it with the Asian flair and add like mandarin oranges. You can add the crispy rice noodles. You can toast the sesame seeds. I'm going to keep this really basic here. So I'm not going to make it too sweet because I don't really like super sweet things. So I'm just going to use 2 bowls. Varying sizes apparently. And mine is probably going to be more of like a chopped spinach because these were frozen. Since you're buying it more than likely ahead, you can probably just get just a fresh package and put it in your refrigerator. But since I had bought this a month ago, it was frozen. So like I said, I'm not gonna add cranberries. You can add cranberries or mandarin, oranges if you'd like. those are my toasted pecans that I had already used in another recipe. And then we're going to add sesame seeds. And we still got some leftover onion, right? And if you have some more tomato, you can use tomato too. And I think I have a few diced tomatoes left. Hey, Kat. Oh, maybe I'm just kidding. Maybe. I sure did. Okay. Hey. That's what happens when you've been in the kitchen a little too long by yourself. Okay. So we're done with the mushrooms. You can put them away. I like to kind of get rid of items as we go along so I don't have such a cleanup process because I don't really like cleaning up. So whatever I can do to make it easier works better for me. You can dice these or you can slice them. I actually prefer my red onion sliced. So I'm just going to carefully slice it. Especially since this is not a whole onion. It's a little uneven. So just be careful if you're doing this. This is actually going to be perfect. This part I'm just going to dice because I don't want to chance that I'm going to cut myself. So, and once again, we're going to go back to quartering those cherry tomatoes again. And that's really it for this one. You can add balsamic vinegar and kind of let that marinate. You can just add olive oil if you'd like. I think I have balsamic vinegar, so I'm probably just going to add that. But yeah, this is it. That's it for the spinach salad. If I had cranberries, I'd probably add cranberries too. But I don't, so I'm just going to do the balsamic. So I have aged balsamic. Has Dijon mustard, sugar, all that. So you can actually make your own balsamic. But the key here is to let it marinate. So I wouldn't recommend having this tonight per se. Oh, those were not. But you can. But I kind of like to just let it marinate a little bit. So there we go. One salad done. And we're going to do one more. And then we'll be done, y'all.